Audio Jungle.
This is fish. Fish is an organism that lives in salt or fresh water. They can be found swimming in a group or by itself alone. Nowadays, people keep talking about gender changing that occur in human. Have you ever wondered that feminization also occurred in animals? In this video, we will share about what is feminization and how can it happen in animal world.
Audio Jungle.
Feminization is the development in an organism of physical characteristics that are usually unique to the female of the species. This may represent a normal developmental process, contributing to sexual differentiation. Feminization can also be induced by environmental factors, and this phenomenon has been observed in several animal species. Next, we look at few words that said by scientists and researchers. Firstly, Crane and his friends agreed that atrazine is an endocrine disruptor capable of inducing aromatase and leading to inappropriate and excessive estrogen production. Sarah Jensen also stated in her journal that these animals serve as canaries in the coal mine for human females, teaching us how synthetic chemicals might affect our nervous system development, immune function, fertility and other health outcomes. McLaughlin agreed that the type and frequency of malformation detected in man and different species of domestic animals differ mainly due to the differences in their genetic background and the embryological clock that shifts the developmental targets of environmental factors.
Throughout making the reports, these are the 10 journals about feminization that occur in animals. We agreed that the factors of the feminization in animals are the toxic chemicals and genetics factor. According to our journal analysis, this phenomenon highly reported in United States of America, specifically in California states. This is because of its strategic location, where it is near to the Pacific Ocean, so that they can easily control their sample for the experiment, which is the fish. Looking back to the factors that initiate the feminization in animals, the examples of toxic chemicals or endocrine disruptive chemicals includes pharmaceuticals, pesticides, and birth pills controls. While for genetics, anomalous sex phenotypes, genes, and sex differentiation, disturbed sex male differentiation, and can cause the male fish to become feminine. Here are some articles about feminization in fish and its factors. These factors feminize all kind of animals and species, from land to the sea. Have you ever wondered what is the look of feminized male fish? Does it look like this? Now, let's take a look at this fish. Which of these fish are male and female? Is it A, B, or C? A is a male fish, while B is a female fish. What about C? C is the male fish that are feminized. Now look at B and C. It's showing not much different. Our report conclude that the usage of toxic chemicals are the main factor of feminization in animals compared to genetics. Here is the data that shows the types of toxic chemicals that are commonly used by humans, which include pesticides, birth control pills, pharmaceuticals and industrial chemicals.
This graph shows the concentration of toxic compound released to the environment that can alter the reproductive system of the animals in some country, including Malaysia.
Audio Jungle.
Nadia, do you know about feminization in fish?
I don't know, I'm busy.
Have you ever heard of feminization in fish?
Feminization? I never heard of it before.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know, sorry, busy.
Aduh, tak tahu lah.
Kenapa tu?
Feminization in fish. Feminization in fish.
Persendewaan.
Okay. Okay, dah. Okay. Ari, apa tu feminization in fish?
Feminization is actually what I think is kind of like goldfish. No, Nemo. Yes, it's a bit of kind of Nemo, where if it gets big, it'll be female. Yes.
Nah, what do you know about? Have you ever heard about feminization in animals?
Feminization? What is that?
Have you ever heard about feminization in fish? Dengan Nani, korang tahu tak apa-apa pasal feminization in fish?
Huh?
Okay, Cindy, what do you know about feminization in fish?
Feminization in fish, I think, is when they are young, they are either female or male. Then when they are adult, they will change their sex. And I think clownfish is one of them. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
In a conclusion, the factors of feminization, which is the toxic release, toxic chemical release, and genetics, is because of human being. Ever wonder what is the consequences when you are consuming this kind of feminized animals? When we consume the feminized animals, we also get infected to be feminized. And to treat this feminization in humans, we also need some sort like the medicine and all that. So again, this medical stuff, this medical medicine will contaminate the water. Keep on repeating, threaten the aquatic creatures and other animals. So Jana, what can we do?
Ajis, don't worry. These cycles can however be stopped by giving awareness to the public. We as humans should never release toxic chemicals into the environment.
And we also should know how to dispose all these toxic chemicals instead of releasing it to the environment. Will then infect to the other creatures.
So, we have to be responsible, and it's time to know the right way to dispose these toxic chemicals.